Okay, so I was just on YouTube looking to see if anybody did a video on this before, and there's only two, and this is from Gilgasan where he did it with Tori and he's like using a glitch to go outside the arena, and this is from Swap who did it with Black Leg, but his video is only 3 minutes and 55 seconds, so I'm just assuming that there's not a full guide on how to do it. So I said to myself, why not find out a way on how to solo dungeons without a devil fruit? Now this took a while to do, probably like an hour or something. I'm going to like break this video down into parts and tell you what to do exactly for like everything and stuff, but yeah, I fully found out a method on how to solo dungeons fruitless. Like, you literally do not need devil fruit, and you can do this in any type of way. You don't need like a race passive or anything. So I might as well just get started. I don't know how I want to break up these parts, but there is a lot of stuff that I do want to say. So I guess I'll just start off the video by showing you my stat page that I use to do this. Wait, so before I show my stats, I just want to say some requirements that you're going to need for this challenge. What you're going to need, like, initially, you're going to need Rokushiki. You're going to have to be level 325. You're going to need maxed out hockey, and I'm pretty sure that's it. So besides all of that, you're just going to have to watch the video because I'm going to be explaining a lot more, like, throughout the whole entire thing, and showing you how I do it, of course, too. But here's the stat page. Alright, so I don't know when this part of the video is going to be added in, but this is pretty much just like the stat pages and stuff. Now I'm gonna have to go through a lot of stats because I feel like you can't just do this with like any random amount of stat points. You need to have a certain one, because soloing dungeons with Rokushiki, it sounds kind of impossible to me, but I really feel like you can do it, but it is gonna be luck based in some type of way. So let me start trying out different stat builds. Okay, so this is the first stat page that I have. 400 to strength, 100 to stamina, 380 into defense, and 95 into Rokushiki. Now if this one doesn't work, then you won't be seeing this part of the video, but if it does work, then that's the stats that I'm using to solo dungeons with Rokushiki. Alright, so you saw the stats. Make sure that you use those if you're going to be soloing a Rokushiki. But before I actually get on to the method, I do want to like list off some important factors that you're going to have to know before you actually do this. Now when I was doing this, I went in blind. I didn't have anything because I wanted to like test it out and see if you're able to actually do it. But now that I'm done and I can actually tell you how to do it, there's going to be some stuff that you definitely need to like know. So first off, you're gonna have to be patient. I feel like this is gonna be the best one. This took me about an hour it took me about like 46 minutes to 50 to fully complete the dungeon solo by myself with Rokushiki. So you're definitely gonna have to be patient. Another thing is that you're not going to have to be greedy. Like, you might want to solo the NPCs fast and get it over with, but trust me, if you mess up, you're dead. Like, you're so fragile with Rokushiki only, to the point where, like I just said, F it. Just be patient, take your time, be careful what you do. Do not rush ahead to kill all the NPCs. Like, seriously, please take your time when you're doing this. And another important factor I would say is to try and copy what I do. I'm gonna go more into depth as to like the strategy that I found out that, you know, kind of works the best, because it differs from rounds, from like the early rounds to the later rounds. So just try to follow what I do. Make sure that you actually watch the full video through, because you cannot just go in blindly and do this. I made sure that I got like a method that can actually work for doing it. And like I said before, this will take a good amount of time. Honestly, it will probably take you anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes to do this solo by yourself. So what I do recommend, if you're able to, you can get some friends and try to do it with them. But just in case you don't have friends and you're watching this video, then here I am showing you how to solo it. So yeah, just make sure that you listen to everything I said inside this little important factors part of the video, and then you should be able to go on your way and solo the dungeon. Alright, so what I'm hoping you see on your screen right about now is me starting up soloing the dungeons. So this, like these first initial rounds, is honestly kind of easy. All you really have to do is just get inside the air and then just aim your Renkaku down, and you'll be able to do this. What I've definitely forgot to say inside the important factors part is that with these stats, your Renkaku does 119 damage with max out Haki, and without it, it does 95. So you will be able to one-shot everything if you have Haki on the Renkaku. But yeah, so for these like first waves, I would say from wave 1 all the way to 10, you can just Geppo up inside the air and try to do this. But there is a problem, and that's the cannon NPCs. And the only reason I'm saying from wave 1 to 10 is because you really don't start to like see an increase in the cannon NPCs until you get to wave 10. So for like these first initial waves, you can just Geppo inside the air, then use Renkaku and just aim it down like what you see me doing inside the video. I'm not going to play the video too fast because I want you to like be able to actually watch it and copy what I'm doing. But just remember, for the first waves 1 through 10, you can just do this. Like you could just Geppo inside the air. Also, like an important strategy that I do want to tell you right now, there's like a way to Geppo higher than usual, and to do that you have to press W and S at the same time. Then you just spam your spacebar and you'll go much higher inside the air. It's like a little trick that people inside the community found out while using Geppo, and yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. It puts you higher inside the air, and the reason why I'm telling you to do this is so that you don't get hit by one sword style users, or you just don't get shot down as easily. Another thing I also want to say is that Renkaku does not have hyper armor. Now, if you don't know what hyper armor means, it means that if I do the animation for Renkaku where like I raise my foot up and I was to get hit, if I had hyper armor, it wouldn't cancel the skill. But since Renkaku doesn't have hyper armor, if I'm to get hit while doing the Renkaku animation, it will completely cancel it out and I will just fall to the floor and most likely die, because it is dungeons and Kiribachis and stuff, etc, you know, it does like a lot of damage. So just remember, Renkaku also does not have hyper armor, which is why I'm telling you from waves 1 to 10 you should just do this strategy, because it will be easy for you to get up to those waves. But past 10, or should I say 11 through 15 range, it is going to take you some time because you're going to be more vulnerable to just die. So I'll move on to that. Wait, oh my bad. So before I actually move on to waves 1 to 10, like another hard part for this is definitely going to be bosses. Now luckily throughout this video when I was recording it, I did not get a single Pika boss, but I'm sure that if you do what I'm doing right here, you can solo it. Now what I'm going to want to say too also is that you're going to have to know what you need to block. So from what I know, or as I like everybody knows, if you play PvP or stuff, there's certain skills that you can block and there's certain skills that you can't block. So I'll tell you what you can block for the Hiei boss. For the Hiei boss, you can block Pheasant, Ice Stomp, and those are like he only uses 3 skills. He uses Ice Age, Ice Stomp, and Ice Pheasant. You can block Ice Stomp and Ice Pheasant. Pheasant is the bird, and Ice Stomp is like, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just like a stomp of ice and ice spikes just pop up. Ice Age is when he touches the ground and you see multiple gigantic ice cubes go out on the floor. That's a skill that you cannot block, so try to stay away from it. Not that you should be going close to an NPC, I'm just letting you know just in case it comes to it. For the mirror boss, he uses 3 skills. He uses Fireflies, Hiken, and Enkai. Also Flame Pillar, I forgot to add that. So that's 4 skills. What you can block on the mirror boss is Fireflies. It's like the tiny little green particles that he shoots out of his hands to, like, you know, put burn damage on you. You can block that. Hiken is like the fast fire punch move, I would say. It like comes at you, it's just like a quick projectile. Flame Pillar is when he has 2 flames on his hand and he just goes on the ground and it makes like an eruption inside like a circular motion, and it's like, you know, a pillar. And Enkai is the giant red ball. So what you can block is Fireflies and the fist. What you can't block is Flame Pillar and Enkai. But you might not get hit by Flame Pillar and Enkai because those are both close range moves, while Hiken and Fireflies are long range moves. Also, I meant Fireflies. It goes through walls, so make sure that you're blocking every time you see the green little particles on the thing. For the Pika boss, what you can block is Light Kick. Actually, I should tell you his move kit first. So what the Pika boss uses is Light Kick, Light Lunge, Yatamira, and Jewels of Light. What you can't block is light lunge, Yatamira, and that's it. So light lunge is when he takes out a sword and he does a lunge forward and it hits you. And Yatamira is when he makes like lines and then he goes up inside the air and then it just like slams a kick down. What you can block is light kick, but it's like a really fast move. And Jewels of Light you can also block. It's where he goes inside the air and like he just shoots like multiple orbs of light at you. And yeah, try to block that because it does do a lot of damage, and on wave 20 the burns do 44 per hit, so make sure that you're blocking that. But aside from all the information about the bosses, how you're going to want to fight them is to like slightly go around the corner and just use Renkatsu and then run back. Now I'm gonna have it playing up on the screen like while I'm talking over this, but you will mess up. What I want to say though is that if you do mess up, just remember what I fully just now said just now. Make sure that you know what you can block and what you can't block, because if you get guard broken, you're open to take a lot more damage and the NPCs will use a skill. If you do mess up, then just take your time to recuperate. Like I said, it's fine with running away. If you need to run away from the boss, make sure that you're doing it, but make sure that you're running away smart. And by that, I mean don't just blindly run away from the boss just because you took some damage. Look back and see what you can block, and like see what skill that the boss is using, see what you can block, and then back up after that skill is used. If it's something that you can't block, then just run and get away. But if it's something that you can, make sure that you block it, take your time, and just back up smart. But yeah, what you want to do is to go around the corner, you want to use Renkatsu, you're going to push them back a little bit, then you want to run right back in. Like I said before, I'm going to have it playing up on the screen so you can copy me. And that's pretty much like the only way you can do the bosses. I mean, you'll see what I'm doing, so you can really just copy me. For like the wave 5 and the wave 10 boss, if you're good at the game, you can run up to them and like 1v1 them and try to do it like that. But I don't recommend it. Even though you have like a lot of HP from the stats that I showed you, I don't recommend it. If you want to just play it safe, do what I'm doing, peek the corner a little bit, then just use Renkatsu, and then boom, you just simply wait and you'll be able to get past the boss. Also, like another little important side note that I want to add for like the bosses, only skills that you should really be using is Renkatsu and Rokugan. I feel like I should have said this earlier, but just in case you're watching this video before you actually go into a dungeon, only skills that you want to use is Renkatsu and Rokugan. Now for Rokugan, do not try and just land this skill blindly. Only like use Rokugan if you need to push them off of you to like get some space between you and the boss. The main skill that you're really just going to be spamming inside this dungeon is literally Renkatsu. Like, that's your best skill. Renkatsu also does not go through Logia bar, so you need Haki to do this. So conserve your Haki while you're also like trying to think. And like I said before, it's okay to run. If you need to run to conserve Haki, feel free to do that. You're not inside a rush to complete this dungeon and you're still doing it solo, so yeah, it's fine to just run away. But moving on to the next part, which is probably going to be waves 10 all the way through 25. I'm only saying that because I'm not counting the boss rounds, like I'm just counting, you know, like the regular NPCs that come in. So for these waves, I should have like the strategy playing up on the screen right now. But what you're going to want to do is to wait like a couple of seconds. Then you're going to want to Geppo onto any tree. It doesn't really matter which tree you Geppo onto. But the main reason why I'm telling you to do this is so that you take some NPCs and not all. Another reason why I'm telling you to do this is because if you stay and just Geppo inside the center for waves 10 all the way through 25, you're going to be open to getting hit by the cannons while you're inside the air. And like I said before, since Renkatsu does not have hyper armor, when you get hit by the cannons inside the air, you're going to fall down. You're just going to be hit by like 20 NPCs and you're most likely just going to die. So yeah, just wait a couple of seconds, then you want to Geppo onto a tree, and as you will see, the NPCs are just slightly coming in from the corners and you're able to just pick them off. You can keep on doing this strategy, but once you get down a good amount of numbers from like the NPCs, you can just rush. What I do want to say though is do not fully camp on the tree. What you probably saw from what I did, I stayed on the tree a little bit, waited till they got under me, then I Geppo'd away. The main reason why I'm saying this is because the Kirabachi, once they do Kirabachi slam under the tree, it breaks the tree. and I don't want you to be unprepared for that. So do not fully camp on the tree. Once you get a good amount under your tree, or like you get them grouped up under your tree, just get away, and then you see what I'm doing, just use Renkaku like that. So yeah, that's what I would say to do through waves 10 through 25. Make sure that you fully just do it like this. And like I said multiple times, do not be afraid to run away. If you need to run away to one of the corners into like a giant structure that you can just stand on, feel free to do that. What I recommend doing is to try to run to the temple and just go to the top. There's nothing that can reach you up there unless it's like one of the bosses. So yeah, if you really need to run away, try to go for the temple, or just try to go on top of a structure that the Kirabashi users cannot break by using their skills. And you could just like sit there, get your HP back, and then you can just easily wait it all out. Alright, so if everything is going right, then where we are right now is on wave 20, and what you're seeing is me fighting the double bosses. Now like I said at the start, I was lucky enough to not get a Piki user, but as you can see, I like already ran to the corner pre-wave because I knew that these bosses might like they can easily kill me. Now what you're seeing is like I definitely did mess up a lot. Like I got really low, I was just getting hit by their skills constantly, and this is what I mean by like don't be hasty to try and kill it. I was just being too reckless, so I was getting hit by like a lot of skills and I started to panic a little bit. But then I remembered that I'm not inside a rush to do anything, and I can just easily run away, wait, and then come back. So yeah, what you're seeing on your screen, if like I'm matching these up perfectly, is like I'm standing on top of the rock right over the cave. Now the mirror user, he did use flame pillar, and like it did kind of shake me up a little bit. So you know what I did? I just ran into the corner, and you see how they're stuck in there and they cannot reach me? Yeah, like this is what I mean by just thinking. Like just think, safely plan what you're gonna do, and just take your time. Like I said, you're not inside a rush to do anything. You're here to solo this dungeon because you have no friends, and we're gonna just get the fruit. So yeah, I have the NPCs inside the corner like this. As you can see, I'm like blocking because I know the mirror user is going to use fireflies, and I know that the Hiei boss might use Ice Age. So yeah, I'm just staying back, blocking, letting my HP regen, just like recuperating. I'm gonna skip forward a little bit inside of this, and I'm just gonna like go to the part where I showed like me actually killing them. But as you can see, like, you know, once I got to a good amount of HP, I ran out the corner and I started running away to like a different thing. The main reason why I did this is because I need to get them up on the corner like that, so that I can easily just peek it, Renkaku, and then go back. So yeah. Okay, what you're seeing right now is me actually killing the bosses. As you can see, like I'm still blocking, being smart, remembering what I can block and what I can't. So like make sure that you do that. But yeah, what you're seeing right now, I'm just peeking the corner, I'm using Renkaku, I'm getting off my little poke damage, I'm coming back, turning off my hockey, and then I'm just letting the bosses like continue to spam their skills. Now since Renkaku basically has like no cooldown, this is like really nice. And like I said, you don't have to hit both of the bosses like at the same time. It's fine if you miss one boss and you hit the other one, or it's fine if you miss one Renkaku, but just make sure that you use this corner and hide from it, because these bosses, like they're really so difficult on the double waves, which is why you really just have to play your cards right and play it safe. So yeah, I constantly did this method, and I just made sure to not let them come past the corner. And yeah, from that point on, it's like you can pretty much just see what I'm doing. So I might just have it play out on the screen, but make sure that you're just copying what I'm doing. And remember that Renkaku does not have pipe armor, so if you get hit, it will cancel and you will fall. And like I said before, this is where your Rokugan comes in handy, because let's say that the boss gets past the corner and is coming towards you. You can use Rokugan, push it back, and then it will fling all the way back. which is really useful because you're not getting damaged, you don't have to worry about the boss. And once you use Rokugan, once you catch them inside the thing, you have hyper armor. You have iframes, so you won't even get hit, which is really good. But yeah, I just let the double bosses part play out, and I hope that you saw what I was doing. And like I said before, inside a different part on how to do it from waves 10 through 25, it's the same thing. Just make sure that you're going on the tree, you're taking a few, then you're just going back. Now, like the way that I'm voicing this over, I don't know exactly which parts I'm talking at, so excuse me if I like edited something wrong. But this is pretty much how you solo dungeons with Rokushiki. Like I said before, it will take a lot of time, like a really long amount of time, and you're gonna have to be patient and not get hasty and try to just, just flat out go and just kill them. So yeah, if this video helped you, oh yeah, I also want to say, if you don't have fruit bag, then that's kind of tough. But yeah, if this video helped you, feel free to like and subscribe. It did take me a while to edit and make and to actually do the dungeons, but yeah, I don't really think that there's any excuse as to why nobody can solo dungeons now. Like, I literally have the human race, I have no passive or anything, I literally just got Rokushiki and solo dungeons. So there's not really an excuse as to why you can't solo dungeons now, unless you suck at the game and you use that as an excuse. But you can literally just play and get better. So yeah, or you just don't have fruit back, like I said before. But this video did take a while to edit and make, so if you did like it, please like and subscribe. On top of all of that, I really appreciate the support. Like, my channel is going pretty fast and I honestly love that, so thank you for subscribing to anybody who's watching this video. And yeah, besides all of that, I don't know if I have any clips still playing, just in case I want to like show off something else to help you. But thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed.